Good morning. Today we are going to see a structured program wherein which we find the average marks of the students. So first of all, I will be using the input-output statement for which I have included stdio.h by the statement hash include stdio.h, and I'll be using some string functions for which I have included string.h by the statement hash include string.h. So now any structure is nothing but it's a collection of different data types with a single name. So here I have a name as a student, which consists of the student is the name of the structure, and it has a variable different types of variables like name, which is a character array, integer, a roll number, and a float marks of 3, which is nothing but your 3 marks which are of floating point data type. And this structure student, the variable I will be making use is a st, and 60 is nothing but it's an array of structures. If I just write st, it is a single student. If I write st of 60, it means it's 60 students, and the name of that structure variable is est. So like an array, I will be using here a structure name and the index. St of 0 means first student data, st of 2, st of 1, st of 2, st of 3, like st of 59 I can have it. So this is a declaration of a structure variable. So now inside the main, I'll be declaring some integer variables like I, n, and roll numbers, and floating point data, sum and average, where sum is initialized to 0. So I'll be printing a message, enter the number of students, because I need how many students data I want to read and compute the average. So I will be reading the number of students into the variable n by making use of scanf, and this percentage d specifies that n is a integer data type, and ampersand indicates that whatever the data you are reading will go into the address of n. Now, because I have n number of students, I need to read the data for all n students. So if the n value is 5, that means that I have to read student 0 to 4, which is 5 students data. So for I equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. So I will be reading the name, roll number, and 3 marks of that particular student by using these statements. Scanf percentages sti of name. That means the I student's name. Sti of I is nothing but which students what field. So it is name belonging to st of which student. Next is the roll number, because roll number is of integer. So I'll be using scanf percentage d ampersand st of I dot roll number. And marks is again an array. So it is a array within an array. So I have for loop outside, and here if you want you can use a loop, or because you have only 3 students, I will be referring st of I, marks of 0, marks of 1, marks of 2. If you have 5 marks, then marks of 0, marks of 1, marks of 2, marks of 3, marks of 4. Because I have only 3 marks, I have percentage of first percentage of for marks of 0 of the student I, marks of 1 of student I, marks of 2 of student I. So this is how I'll be reading all the information of the n number of students. Now I will compute the sum of all the marks for all the students by using for I equal to 0, I less than n, I plus us, because I have n students. So index of the student data will vary from 0 to n minus 1. So sum is equal to sum plus st of I dot marks of 0, st of I dot marks of 1, marks of 2. So dot specifies that this field, that is marks of 2, marks of 1, marks of 0, belongs to st of I, that is which students marks 0, which students marks 1, which students marks 2. So likewise this for loop will read all the marks of the n students and stores it into the sum variable. Now the average is sum divided by n. That is the average of all the marks of all n students. So now I'll be printing the average marks of how many students are there, n students, and where is the average stored into the variable avg. So I will be printing that. Now I want to search a particular student data and print if it is available. So for which I'll be reading which student's roll number you want to search by using scanf percentage d ampersand roll number. So this roll number, if it is there, I'll be printing the details of that. Otherwise, I'll be printing that the roll number does not exist. So for which I will be using this for loop. So for I equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus if I have to compare this roll number with the st of I dot roll. This roll number, whether it is equal to the search roll number. If it is equal, I'll be printing the name of the student is, and the three test scores will, or what are the marks, and I will terminate this loop if it is equal. Otherwise, I again increment and compare with the next record whether that roll number is equal to the search roll number. If so, I'll be printing this and terminate. If it is not found, then I'll be not entering into this. I'll be terminating only when I is equal to n. So if I is equal to n, which means that the roll number is not found. Otherwise, it would have found here, and at that time the value of 5 would be less than n. It will not be equal to n, which indicates that this will not be printed if the record is found. So this is how the structure program will be working. So let us run it and check. Now suppose there are three students and the names are, first student name is Raju, the roll number is 12, the marks of the first student, suppose the marks are out of 50, so 45, 34 and 47. The second student's name Pranav, roll number suppose it is 45, the marks of the second student suppose it is 50, 34, 27. Now the marks of this third student, the name of the third student, say Priya, the roll number, say it is 20, the marks are 45, 36, 40. Then the average marks of the three students, that is it computes the sum of all the three students marks and divides by 3, which is the average. Now suppose I want to read or search the student details. Suppose I want to search for the last student. Suppose the last student roll number is, suppose here 20. So I suppose I give the search data as 20. So then you can see that the name of the student, that the test scores are like this. This is how you can run this structure program. So let us run once again, where I will be showing the unsuccessful search. Suppose the students are, number of students are 2, the name are, first student name is Ria, the roll number is 20, marks are 30, 45, 38. The name of the second student and the roll number is say 27. Marks are 45, 34, 23. Average marks will be printed. Suppose the search data is I want to search for 10, because the 10 record roll number is not present. You can see that the roll number not found. This is how you can write a structured program and do the searching and computing the average marks of the students. Thank you.